Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Zero Escape 999, where Seven is telling us a story of what happened 9 years ago. June is in some trouble.
I don't think she really died.
Maybe. Or is it her ghost?
No.
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, why would you kill her at this point?
Let me go, please! Let go of me!
I think it's as part of the experiment.
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win. My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator.
Ah!
Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But
Ah! Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes.
Wait, so it reset?
It reset.
Evacuate the incinerator
Because there was no one else in there. I must have activated already.
Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please! Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
I just don't understand what this has to do with the experiment. It's over.
Well, and here's what I don't get. This is why I thought that Kane was in Nevada, was because I thought that it was like brother-sister combinations where like one was transmitting their thoughts to the other. So I'm really lost on that.
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
There's nothing you could do.
Something else happened after
what
that.
happened then?
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning.
Was something screaming?
Fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
What?
I think it was just supposed to be like his heartbeat racing.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
So that's either her or someone acting as her. I think it's her. I don't think she
You were there
died.
that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
I thought he was talking to us.
You
I
are
was
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
detective.
no.
Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you. All right, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother. But I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning.
Right, his voice would have
9
changed.
years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother? There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
He's no ultimate detective.
he's not.
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary Project.
They made Ace go through the game.
Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments.
Well, and they made him go through the game too.
Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister.
I think that's close.
I don't think
why he
she's
killed
dead.
him.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes,
Yep,
Right.
the next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
the person who planned the Nonary Project.
In other words, Ace.
Grandpa Uno.
Grandpa Uno.
He was
What the
such a
hell's going
gentle
on
creature.
here?
I know. I liked him at the beginning.
Must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Let's go, man.
We need to get out of here.
How?
Key card.
Well, that's convenient.
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
New material has been added to the file screen. What?
It was the picture.
Oh. Card with a 0 in the middle of it. 0, 0. God damn it. Zero's just screwing with us, isn't he?
Hurry, my young detective. We're going to die. Sorry, I had to be dramatic.
We had a good run. All right, let's just swipe this card. Yep.
Junpei, look! It's unlocked!
Yeah. Now we can go back to the library.
Yep.
Hurry up, Junpei. We don't have time.
I really don't want to go
Let's
back to
go.
this library.
Oops. Nope.
You're gonna come out the other side of the panel.
So then all that was just to get the picture.
And the key.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we need the key.
the key to get
Nah,
out.
never mind. I was like, oh my god. That's all we got out of that.
Silly
I think
sidekick.
the shaking stopped.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
This exit needs the Uranus card, too. Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's open. Let's go. Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work. Yes! I think it unlocked.
Incinerator.
Says incinerator. So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Pull that and the door should open.
Really want to walk
Got
into
it.
the incinerator? I'd very much prefer that we didn't. Okay, then.
Let's go. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Ace got a one-up on,
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine.
She got
I just
shot.
fainted. I wasn't
Oh, I
feeling
forgot about
very
that.
good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
So
Are you
did
sure?
Lotus and Ace leave?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
We're going to die,
Santa.
woman. There's no
Right.
resting.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
he doesn't have it anymore.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What?
Lotus and
Isn't
Ace.
that obvious?
I took the gun.
Ace.
I feel like we've seen this before.
Yep.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
I'm just shocked Santa didn't outright just effing shoot him and take his
Pain of
bracelet.
prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't
We
want to
use
answer, it makes no
morphogenic
difference to
fields.
me.
I think that's it.
This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
I think we're remembering things across playthroughs.
First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this, 9.
Nope. Wait.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game. I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait! What? Why isn't it opening?
Get him! Get the gun!
One more time. Now open!
Because it's not the 9 bracelet.
It's not.
Then why did that other one open?
No! What is this?
Didn't we talk about isn't
Why?
it 6? He had 6.
That digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Well, Guntaru, you're now
No.
gonna die with us. Get him! Get him!
Yes.
No!
Good job, 7.
That was close.
Someone get the gun.
Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Someone please get the
Don't
gun.
mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace,
Someone please get the gun.
killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
No.
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's
We're in
start
an
off with Kubota.
incinerator.
All right, I know how he killed Kubota.
You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last, and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room.
Didn't realize it was him.
Because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
We have to figure out who swapped
I'll
the
get to that.
clothes.
Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
And you mean to say... Snake is still alive?
Oh, yes.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death.
Yeah, this is the one I don't get how it's Ace's
When
fault.
Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it.
Why wouldn't we hear
You
it?
picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate, but what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it, but why?
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Did it say you had to
Just
kill them all?
Read it.
Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. 0.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage.
Wasn't
on
for
short
you
notice.
meddling kids and your meddling dog, I would have gotten away with it.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he
cold-hearted
was.
asshole.
Yeah.
I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake.
Right, that was intentional.
There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right?
So why did they bring in 7?
After all, the person who planned the nonary game this time around was Zero, and Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the
Why bring
kids in the
everyone
nonary
else?
game 9 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of this doesn't make sense.
I
Like,
made it out. So did
is
Snake
he
over there.
pissed at 7 because he couldn't help his sister?
Oh, maybe.
But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong.
He's not
Number
Zero.
1, I ain't Zero.
What?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Jeez, who's left?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nonary game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Oh.
Was this the only way to get June?
Is this are they using like the morphogenetic field thing? Because they talked about time travel, right? Mm-hmm. Or like being able to like send those thoughts back, right? Or am I making that up?
Keep going.
All right. Yeah.
You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What? What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki? Ugh! Oh, my head! My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven! What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
Is she not really there?
I don't know, I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
That'd be weird.
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon.
Morphogenic
What was
fields.
that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but...
That's what... Okay.
But there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q.
Oh.
However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A.
Because he couldn't tell the faces apart.
Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic.
She wasn't able to receive.
I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom from a single stream into 2 branches. It only flows in one direction, it can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. Oh, there goes my theory. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? Am I the 9th letter of the alphabet? No, wait, I am the 9th letter of the alphabet. Oh. But I am also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0. 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. Where did she go? June. No, Akane. Where did you go?
Santa!
Why's Clover... Oh, shit.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun.
Santa's got a gun. No Jane's addiction today.
Great. Now we're going to have to pay licensing fees.
Sorry. I changed the name.
All right. That should be fine, right? Why did no one pick up the gun when I was like, hey, someone trustworthy
How many times did I
pick
say
up the
pick
gun?
up the gun, Seven?
Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head.
Just shoot him.
Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but...
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
He can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? The hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. Wait, what?
You're just gonna let us all die in here, Santa? Thanks.
And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be all right. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if the door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
We go out the 9 door? Who's left?
You mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
They never explained Lotus.
Oh my gosh.
It could just be a coincidence that they put her in the mummy's clothes, but... I could be wrong, but I swear that's the mummy's clothes.
All right. Well, I think there's still a fair amount of stories. So we'll pick this up in the next episode, I think, is the way we'll do it. And
sounds good.
See what happens. I'm assuming we're probably going to have to figure out how to escape out of here.
Doing that too.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for us. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.